Alright, welcome back everyone, I am Blaze here. Today's story is called I Fought a Killstealer Dirty. Let's get into it. So at the beginning of the Luclin expansion, there was a mad rush across all the major guilds to get Emperor Srakid and get all the Vex Thal lucid shards so you can get into Vex Thal. I've been hard pressed to see much more degenerate behavior than during that time period. I'm not necessarily innocent either, but things I did were nothing comparable to what I saw from other people. And I always offered to work together with people instead of competing against them. I offered to make lists and order of who would get stuff if they were willing to group with me instead of try to out DPS me. So the story starts in Maiden's Eye. Probably one of the worst shards to try to get. So there's a couple Garanga camps in the zone, and what you have to do is you have to keep killing all the regular Garanga placeholders to get a couple different special Garangas, which are named, that can drop the lucid shard. Not a guaranteed drop, but it's a decent chance. But boy, does it take a while. These Garangas don't instantly respawn. It takes maybe 15, 20 minutes for them to repop, and there's maybe only 2 to 4 at each camp. And you're just waiting on one name mob. It takes a while. It's definitely a time sink, and the pulls were long. So I get a guild group going. I'm the puller. We kill these Garangas for 30 minutes, for an hour, and we finally get one of the named to pop. I pull it into camp, and we start beating down on it. It's 10% health. We beat it down to 90%, and then all of a sudden I see this person decloak. I see them turn off their invis. This tiny little gnome wizard. One spell cast, and it's dead. This mob that we spent pretty much an hour trying to get to spawn, that we've been putting in all the work killing the placeholders to get here, that I pulled, it took me a while to pull. This guy has been waiting invis the whole time. This wizard's been waiting invis the whole time, letting us do all the work just so he could cast one nuke and snipe it from us. This absolute jerk. But I was willing to let it go. It was just the first offense. It's okay, whatever, I'll let it go. But he didn't get the lucid shard, so he stayed. We sent him a tell, look, that's not cool to kill steal when you're not putting in the work. He chose to ignore us. So my guild group, we keep killing the placeholders. Another hour goes by, and we finally get another spawn. You know, there's 6 of us that need this freaking shard. And it takes forever for one of these names to spawn, and they don't guarantee a drop. We don't want to be here. So again, I pull the mob back into camp. We get it down to 95%, and again, this wizard clicks off invis, one nuke, it's dead. Still no lucid shard though, he didn't leave. And by this point, I'm pissed. We've been putting in the work killing all these placeholders for 2 hours, and this jerk thinks that he can just show up and kill steal us, and thinks that's not going to be noticed. I had enough, and so did members of my group too. They felt burned out, so they just logged for the night, they just left. But not me, I wanted to get some revenge on this jerk. So when we leave camp, this other guild moves in to take our spot. Really nice people, and I give them a heads up of, hey, there's a wizard still there who's gonna kill steal you if you get a name. I'm gonna try to do something about it. So I get a few mobs that are skeletons that can see invis, and I start to charm kite see invis mobs right on top of this jerk wizard who's invisible. Then I started getting tells from my own guild officers. Are you training this other guild? We're getting reports. No, I'm dealing with this wizard who kill stealed us, and is about to kill steal this other guild too. I'm doing something about it. So 15 minutes, and I'm charm kiting, seeing viz, undead mobs right on top of this wizard. I notice he keeps moving, he keeps trying to get out of the way, and eventually he screws off. Finally. Thing is, I couldn't train him. I couldn't train him because I didn't want to risk wiping the other guild group that was there. And if you train someone, that can get you legitimately banned. So I didn't want to risk that. But there's nothing against charm kiting, and then whoops, an accident happened. I ran out of mana, and the CNViz mob hit you, you know? Especially a squishy wizard. They can't take as many hits. This wizard finally leaves, and I'm ecstatic. I finally got this jerk to leave. And I go over to that other guild. I patched the wounds. I just told him, look, I wasn't trying to train you or anything. There was this jerk wizard who was going to kill steal you if the name came in. My own guild group was here for 2 hours and he kill stealed us several times. I had enough of this jerk. And I wasn't just going to sit here and let him do the same thing over to other people. and they're like, hey, thank you for getting rid of them. Sorry there was that misunderstanding. And all good. All sweet. So that's the end of the story of how I fought a kill-stealing wizard dirty. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.